think of myself as. I don't wake up in the morning and look at myself in the mirror like, good morning, self-made billionaire.
You don't? I do.
At just 22 years old, our first guest is already a billionaire. Please welcome Kylie Jenner and her mommy, Kris.
Once hailed as the teenage mogul who changed the beauty industry overnight, Kylie Jenner now stands at a crossroads. Her billion-dollar lip kit empire, once the envy of every influencer and entrepreneur, is losing its grip, and fast. The buzz has faded, the numbers are slipping, and the question on everyone's mind: did Kylie Jenner fall out of love with her own brand? Or did the beauty world finally move on without her? This isn't just another celebrity brand story. This is about a rise so fast it defied logic and a decline so quiet it's almost eerie. What happened to Kylie Cosmetics? And more importantly, can she save it before it disappears from the spotlight completely?
I do not understand why anyone buys Kylie Jenner stuff.
Yo guys, Kylie Jenner is making waves again. And
Kylie Jenner's beauty empire didn't begin in a boardroom. It began with a mystery. In 2014 and 2015, fans, tabloids, and even dermatologists were obsessively speculating about her lips. Had she gotten fillers? Was it overlining? Why wouldn't she just admit it? Instead of running from the speculation, Kylie leaned into it and flipped the internet's obsession into an opportunity. That opportunity exploded in November 2015 when she released her first ever Kylie lip kits, a trio of liquid lipsticks paired with matching liners. No big campaign.
the same ones that blew up the internet and turned her brand into a multi-million-dollar empire.
No department store launch. Just a surprise online drop. The result was nothing short of digital hysteria. The entire stock vanished in less than a minute. Fans who missed out were furious. Social media blew up. Resellers listed $29 kits for hundreds on eBay. It was a product drop that became a cultural moment, and just like that, Kylie wasn't just a reality star or an Instagram influencer. She was a founder, a force. By 2016, she officially launched Kylie Cosmetics, and the numbers were mind-blowing. The brand raked in over $420 million in revenue in just 18 months. And it wasn't luck.
Failures, it has now gotten to the point that this brand will be going bankrupt in the next 2 to 3 years, and that's being generous.
It was influence. Kylie used her massive social reach to do what traditional beauty brands had never even imagined. She didn't need ads. She didn't need magazines. She just needed her phone, a glam shot, and her army of followers. Every product launch was an event. Every collection drop was a headline. Kylie became a blueprint, not just for celebrity beauty brands, but for how fame itself could be monetized. Then came the big crown. In 2018, Forbes declared Kylie Jenner the youngest self-made billionaire at just 21 years old. That title sparked a cultural war. Critics argued she
You're
was
the youngest and you're a billionaire. First of all, she must be your favorite child. I would assume. Duh. Yeah. But I mean,
born into fame and privilege. Fans insisted she built it on her own. But regardless of the debate, the business was booming. The Forbes article claimed Kylie Cosmetics was worth around $900 million, and her personal net worth had crossed $1 billion. Just a year later, in 2019, Kylie made a strategic power move. She sold 51% of Kylie Cosmetics to Coty for $600 million, valuing the company at $1.2 billion. Kylie reportedly walked away with around $340 million after taxes, an exit move worthy of a tech founder.
Then in 2019, Kylie made a massive money move. She sold 51% of Kylie Cosmetics to Coty for $600 million.
But here's where the fairy tale takes a turn. Because with that deal came something she'd never had before: less control. Coty, a massive legacy beauty brand, brought structure, oversight, and traditional corporate strategies. exactly the opposite of what had made Kylie Cosmetics so magnetic. It wasn't just about liquid lipsticks anymore, it was about reports, metrics, forecasting, and the public could feel the shift. The buzz started to fade. The lip kits didn't feel exclusive anymore. The brand, once dripping in attitude and millennial cool, was suddenly quiet. And by 2020, the magic that had made Kylie a billionaire was already starting to unravel.
Kylie Cosmetics' sales are quite literally going down the drain. And when I say it's bad, I mean it's bad.
What came next would not only shake her brand, but call her billionaire status into question entirely. In 2020, just 1 year after crowning Kylie Jenner the youngest self-made billionaire, Forbes did something unheard of. They took it all back. In a scathing expose, the magazine accused Kylie and her team of inflating sales figures, forging tax returns, and presenting a wildly exaggerated picture of Kylie Cosmetics' performance. The very outlet that had placed a jewel in Kylie's crown was now publicly dismantling her empire, piece by piece. Forbes claimed they had been misled by a web of lies. According to the report, documents shared by Kylie's team during the
According to Forbes, but the magazine now says she lied about her business and the billionaire title was a bust.
Coty acquisition were inconsistent with earlier financial disclosures. The revenue figures didn't line up, the margins were questionable. And the narrative that Kylie had built a billion-dollar brand essentially on her own suddenly didn't look so airtight. They alleged that Kylie's true net worth was closer to $900 million at best, and possibly much lower. Kylie fired back immediately on Twitter, writing, "What am I even waking up to? I thought this was a reputable site. All I see are a number of inaccurate statements and unproven assumptions. I've never asked for any title or tried to lie my way there ever, period." But the damage had been done. Suddenly, the crown felt cheapened.
Creating tax returns that were likely forged, that's your proof? So you just thought they were forged? Like, actually, what am I?
The brand that once symbolized influencer entrepreneurship was now under scrutiny. People began to question not only the numbers, but the foundation of the Kylie Cosmetics myth. Was it all just savvy PR, smoke, and mirrors, a perfectly timed illusion? Coty, too, was feeling the heat. After purchasing a controlling stake in Kylie Cosmetics, their own stock struggled. They admitted that integrating the brand was more difficult than expected. Public filings showed disappointing performance, and once explosive sales had plateaued. And then came the ultimate irony. In trying to legitimize her empire with a big corporate partner, Kylie had lost the very thing that made her brand feel personal and authentic.
Found out that the Jenners were overinflating the revenue of Kylie Cosmetics, and they had their accountant make up fake tax returns that said that the company...
The Forbes fallout didn't just threaten her billionaire status. It fractured her image as a relatable beauty mogul who had built it all herself. And behind the scenes, the beauty world was changing fast. While Kylie was fending off accusations, a new generation of celebrity brands was rising, and they were coming for her throne. As Kylie's empire wobbled under the weight of media backlash and brand fatigue, something seismic was happening across the beauty industry. A shift in who consumers trusted and why. Enter Rihanna's Fenty Beauty. Launched in 2017, Fenty was more than just a celebrity vanity project.
Respect the work that we did. It's new. I've never done anything like this. This is completely different. This is like from scratch.
It was a cultural reset. Rihanna didn't just slap her name on a line of lipsticks. She redefined what inclusivity in beauty looked like. With 40 foundation shades out of the gate, now over 50, Fenty shattered the industry's standards and earned immediate respect. Not just from fans, but from critics, professionals, and retailers alike. And most importantly, it felt authentic. While Kylie's brand leaned on hype and image, Fenty grounded itself in values. The marketing wasn't built around celebrity mystique, but rather community, representation, and quality. Consumers saw themselves in Fenty, and they rewarded Rihanna with fierce loyalty. Then came Selena Gomez with Rare Beauty in 2020.
Definitely start with the comeback kit because hair needs repair, and the comeback kit is a phenomenal.
On the surface, it might have seemed like just another pop star entering the fray, but Rare had a quiet power. It leaned into vulnerability, self-acceptance, and mental health. Themes that deeply resonated with Gen Z. Its price point was accessible, its packaging was thoughtful. And Selena wasn't pushing perfection, she was inviting users to be gentle with themselves. In contrast, Kylie Cosmetics, once the IT girl brand, was starting to feel dated. What began as a bold, overlined lip look driven by Kylie's controversial transformation now felt like a relic of an older Instagram era. The heavy contour, the filters.
The internet's been asking, why doesn't it hit like it used to? What's making people move on?
The dripping gloss logos, they all scream 2016. But Coty had moved on. People craved connection over curation, transparency over image. Even smaller players like Hailey Bieber's Rhode Beauty, Florence by Mills, Millie Bobby Brown, and Lady Gaga's House Labs were building strong followings, not through shock drops and viral packaging, but through substance, relatability, and consistent product performance. Meanwhile, Kylie Cosmetics was in limbo. The 2021 rebrand, meant to reboot the brand with clean, vegan formulas, lacked impact. The messaging felt vague, the excitement minimal.
Kylie Jenner 1000% studies the competition when she's launching a new product. Let's talk about it. So Kylie Cosmetics just launched these skin.
Where once the internet had fought to grab her lip kits, now the launches came and went with barely a ripple. In a world where celebrity brands had to mean something, Kylie's brand was struggling to figure out what it stood for, beyond the shadow of her own fame. And as the beauty battlefield grew more crowded, Kylie's silence became louder. Was she still passionate about cosmetics, or had she already mentally moved on? Whatever the truth was, one thing was clear. The girl who once defined the beauty game was now being defined by the brands that followed her. When Kylie Cosmetics launched its massive rebrand in July 2021, expectations were sky high. This was supposed to be the big comeback.
The world's changed, and now there's a whole army of celeb brands out here fighting for attention. People are wondering where Kylie stands in this mix.
A sleek, modern reboot with clean formulas, vegan ingredients, and cruelty-free messaging. But instead of reigniting the fire, the rebrand landed like a soft thud. Gone were the iconic dripping lip logos, the bold Instagram-era aesthetic, and the packaging that once screamed Kylie. In their place, minimalist designs, soft pink hues, and product names that felt more generic than genius. It was a complete vibe shift, one that left longtime fans feeling like something essential had gone missing. For a brand built on attitude, this new look felt almost corporate.
No one has made this dramatic of a change yet. No one has made, in my generation, this extreme.
The original Kylie Cosmetics worked because it wasn't trying to be subtle. It was dramatic, in your face, and instantly recognizable, just like Kylie's public persona at the time. The rebrand, though technically polished, felt sanitized. It lost the very edge that made it iconic in the first place. And it wasn't just about aesthetics. The rollout itself lacked energy. The announcement came and went without much fanfare. Social media reactions were mixed. Some praised the cleaner, more ethical approach, but many complained that the new formulas didn't live up to the hype. Longtime customers said the products felt different and not in a good way. Worse, Kylie herself seemed disconnected.
Here's what I know. Social media birthed new product formats and new beauty businesses. And that started in the early 2010s.
Gone were the Instagram tutorials, the swatches on the back of her hand, the genuine excitement that once defined her product drops. Instead, she posted promos like she was fulfilling a contract, not launching her passion project. And in a market where authenticity is everything, fans noticed. It didn't help that this rebrand came just as newer fresher celebrity brands were rising. While Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber leaned into soft glam and self-love messaging that felt current, Kylie's return to the scene felt like it had been crafted in a boardroom. It was too safe, too polished, too forgettable.
Because before that, you really didn't have transfer-proof lipstick in that specific liquid content.
Even her relaunch of the iconic lip kits, the very products that started it all, failed to move the needle. Once considered cultural currency, these new versions were met with lukewarm reviews and minimal buzz. They were no longer must-haves, just another product on the shelf.
I'm Kylie Jenner, and
the rebrand was meant to prove that Kylie was still a beauty mogul. Instead, it raised a more uncomfortable question. Was Kylie Cosmetics just coasting on name recognition while the passion quietly faded in the background? And if Kylie wasn't invested anymore, why should her fans be? At the height of Kylie Cosmetics' reign, Kylie Jenner was hands-on, passionate, and everywhere.
Makes it relevant as to how this company grew so quickly. So if we remember, Kylie Jenner had just gotten
From swatching lipsticks on Snapchat to teasing product drops with cryptic selfies, she was the brand. But now, that same energy feels scattered. It's not just about makeup anymore. Kylie has her hands in everything. Kylie Skin, Kylie Baby, Kylie Swim, and now her newest venture, Kai, her luxury fashion label. Each brand has its own aesthetic, its own message, but none of them feel like they're carrying the same cultural weight Kylie Cosmetics once had. And that might be the problem. Instead of doubling down on her beauty legacy, Kylie has become a brand collector, launching lines at a rapid pace.
But it wasn't this curated content that we're seeing nowadays. It was very authentic and people were being themselves. It was honestly a fun.
But rarely staying in one lane long enough to make a lasting impact. The result, her core brand, the one that made her a household name outside of reality TV, is starting to feel like an afterthought. Even her public appearances hint at the shift. These days, Kylie's social feeds are less about product and more about her personal style, motherhood, and her relationship with Timothée Chalamet. Fans are seeing more of Kai than Kylie Cosmetics. Her fashion posts generate more buzz than her lip kit drops. And while diversification is smart for any entrepreneur, it begs the question, has she outgrown her own empire, or worse, has she lost interest in it altogether? Because the truth is,
supply chain, which gave them a competitive advantage over every other beauty brand out there that did not own their supply chain.
Because passion sells. When Rihanna launched Fenty Beauty, you could feel the excitement radiating through every product and campaign. Same with Selena Gomez and Rare Beauty. These weren't just celebrity brands, they were extensions of their creators, and that authenticity is why they work. But with Kylie, the spark just isn't there anymore. And that authenticity is why they work. But with Kylie, the spark just isn't there anymore. Instead of making her beauty brand evolve with her, she seems to be walking away from it, quietly hoping that name recognition alone will carry it.
Body, everyone would love her again. Because the reason they're falling off is that the Kardashians have lost their ability to be authentic, especially as it relates to like beauty and cosmetics.
But in today's hyper-competitive beauty space, that's a dangerous gamble. People don't just want products, they want stories, experiences, personalities behind the gloss. And Kylie used to give them all of that. Now with so many projects pulling her in different directions, Kylie Cosmetics feels like it's surviving on autopilot. Still functional, still profitable, but no longer inspired. And when the woman who built the empire isn't showing up for it, eventually neither will her fans. Kylie Jenner tried to go back to her roots. She brought back the lip kits, the iconic packaging, the nostalgia, and on paper it should have worked. After all, those original lip kits weren't just makeup.
Yeah, you know what? I'm victim to them too. Here's all the cosmetic procedures I've gotten done in my life. These are the ones that I like. I like them for these reasons, and they help me feel less insecure, and that's that on that.
They were cultural phenomena. The second they dropped, sites crashed. Resellers hiked up prices to hundreds of dollars. Girls bruised their faces attempting the infamous Kylie Lip Challenge. It was madness, but this time it flopped. The relaunch didn't create chaos, it didn't trend. The lip kits dropped, and the reaction? A collective shrug. So, what happened? In short, you can't recreate lightning in a bottle, especially when the storm has already passed. Kylie bet on nostalgia, hoping that a glossier version of the original would pull at Gen Z's memory and Gen Alpha's curiosity. But the landscape has changed. Back in 2015, she was the moment.
The fact that Kylie Jenner wants to buy back her 51% stake in Kylie Cosmetics that Coty purchased for $600 million.
Her lips were everywhere. Her selfies were gospel, and the mystery around her transformation fueled obsession. But now, the internet's moved on. Beauty consumers are savvier. They want innovation, clean ingredients, bold storytelling. They're not buying a product, and they're buying into a vision. And the reboot didn't offer a vision. It offered a throwback. And nostalgia without evolution often feels lazy. To make matters worse, the formula didn't wow. Some fans claim the new lip kits didn't feel as luxe, that the texture was off, the pigment weaker, and Kylie herself, she didn't exactly sell the dream.
Brands, and then as soon as they take over, the sales flop. And it happens because they've taken the soul out of the brand, the original creator.
Her promotion felt flat, almost obligatory, like she was going through the motions, not hyping her crown jewel. Contrast that with the early days, when she was live streaming swatches, teasing shade names, and making each drop feel personal. Back then, her followers felt included. Now, they feel like spectators. Even the rebrand, sleek, minimalist, clean beauty vibes, stripped the brand of its original personality. Gone are the dripping lip graphics, the rebellious packaging. What's left is something safe, polished, corporate, but Kylie wasn't built on playing it safe.
In 2015, virtually every woman under the age of 25 owned this lip kit by Kylie Jenner. And in 2019, Kylie was
Her rise was chaotic, raw, and explosive. And her brand thrived because it reflected that. By trying to go back, Kylie missed a crucial opportunity to move forward. The beauty industry didn't need the same lip kits. It needed something new. Something that felt like 2025 Kylie, evolved, bolder, still magnetic. Instead, what fans got felt like a copy of a copy, a reboot without a soul. And in the fast-paced world of celebrity beauty, that's the kiss of death. Kylie Cosmetics may have pioneered the influencer beauty era, but the industry didn't stay still. While Kylie was busy expanding into skincare, swimwear, and fashion,
this manufacturing model of owning a business was also hitting peak success at the moment.
a new wave of celebrity brands began rewriting the rules. And they didn't just follow Kylie's playbook. They perfected it. Rihanna's Fenty Beauty was the first real shift. It didn't just launch with hype, it launched with purpose. When Fenty dropped 40 foundation shades on day one, it sparked a diversity revolution in beauty. Suddenly, every brand had to play catch up. Inclusivity became the standard, not the selling point. And Rihanna, she wasn't just posting selfies. She was showing up at Sephora, doing tutorials, crafting a brand voice that felt powerful, inclusive, and visionary. Kylie's once dominant edge started to dull.
Products. Now, as she expanded her product line and started offering new products, customers had some issues with some of the new products. Now, even though people were
Then came Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez. Where Kylie's brand thrived on hyper glam and image-driven marketing, Rare leaned into emotion. It wasn't about perfection. It was about realness. Mental health messaging, soft glam products, and a community-first strategy gave Selena's brand an authenticity that felt refreshing in a sea of filters. The packaging was sleek, the formulas high-performing, and suddenly Rare was on the same shelf in terms of influence. And now, Hailey Bieber's Rhode is taking minimalism and turning it into pure gold.
Pressed. The beauty world's changed, and now there's a whole army of celeb brands out here fighting for attention. People are wondering where.
Rhode isn't even a year into its full expansion, yet it's dominating online conversation. The glazed donut skin look, the peptide lip treatments. Hailey isn't overexposed, she's curated. Her launches feel tight, modern, and highly aesthetic. Her branding screams cool girl luxury, and TikTok eats it up. Rhode didn't need to crash a website. It crashed into the cultural moment and fit perfectly. Meanwhile, Kylie Cosmetics. It hasn't evolved its identity. It's not luxe like Fenty, not intimate like Rare, and not aspirational like Rhode. It's stuck in between.
An Ulta or something. I see it all just sitting there kind of untouched.
Single tear for the lip kit.
Yeah.
Sitting alone on the shelf.
Floating somewhere in the nostalgia of 2016, trying to revive a formula in a space that's now all about storytelling, authenticity, and next-gen beauty values. And the numbers show it. Rare Beauty has become a top seller at Sephora. Fenty is a global empire. Rhode is climbing fast, and Kylie's rebrand hasn't generated the same momentum. What's worse, these competitors have something Kylie used to dominate. A strong, consistent founder presence, Selena's vulnerability, Rihanna's edge, Hailey's aesthetic. Kylie, on the other hand, has felt distant, absent from her own brand's narrative. And without her leading the charge,
what? So that's who used to be behind the colors and everything at Kylie. It's not the case anymore.
Fully invested, fully passionate, Kylie Cosmetics risks fading into the background of a beauty industry it once defined. Because in this new beauty era, hype isn't enough. You need heart. And the competition, they're delivering it in every product drop. Kylie Cosmetics may have pioneered the influencer beauty era, but the industry didn't stay still. While Kylie was busy expanding into skincare, swimwear, and fashion, a new wave of celebrity brands began rewriting the rules. And they didn't just follow Kylie's playbook, they perfected it.
Kylie Jenner had just gotten lip injections, and of course her team advised her to not share that they were injections.
Rihanna's Fenty Beauty was the first real shift. It didn't just launch with hype, it launched with purpose. When Fenty dropped 40 foundation shades on day one, it sparked a diversity revolution in beauty. Suddenly, every brand had to play catch up. Inclusivity became the standard, not the selling point. And Rihanna, she wasn't just posting selfies. She was showing up at Sephora, doing tutorials, crafting a brand voice that felt powerful, inclusive, and visionary. Kylie's once dominant edge started to dull. Then came Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez. Where Kylie's brand thrived on hyper-glam and image-driven marketing, Rare leaned into emotion. It wasn't about perfection, it was about realness. Mental health messaging, soft glam products, and a community-first strategy gave Selena's brand an authenticity that felt refreshing in a sea of filters.
We are Selena fans, so let's do her routine, starting with the La Mer Concentrate. It is a $220 serum not to be used to remove.
The packaging was sleek, the formula's high-performing, and suddenly, Rare was on the same shelf, if not higher, in terms of influence. And now, Hailey Bieber's Rhode is taking minimalism and turning it into pure gold. Rhode isn't even a year into its full expansion, yet it's dominating online conversation. The glazed donut skin look, the peptide lip treatments. Hailey isn't overexposed, right? She's curated. Her launches feel tight, modern, and highly aesthetic. Her branding screams cool girl luxury, and TikTok eats it up.
However many you feel, I usually do like 3. Sometimes that pump can be a little testy.
Rhode didn't need to crash a website. It crashed into the cultural moment and fit perfectly. Meanwhile, Kylie Cosmetics, it hasn't evolved its identity. It's not luxe like Fenty, not intimate like Rare, and not aspirational like Rhode. It's stuck in between, floating somewhere in the nostalgia of 2016, trying to revive a formula in a space that's now all about storytelling, authenticity, and next-gen beauty values, and the numbers show it. Rare beauty has become a top seller at Sephora. Fenty is a global empire, Rhode is climbing fast, and Kylie's rebrand hasn't generated the same momentum. What's worse? These competitors have something.
Blueprint when it came to celebrity makeup lines. But these days, not everyone's impressed.
Kylie used to dominate. A strong, consistent founder presence. Selena's vulnerability, Rihanna's edge, Hailey's aesthetic. Kylie, on the other hand, has felt distant, absent from her own brand's narrative. And without her leading the charge, fully invested, fully passionate, Kylie Cosmetics risks fading into the background of a beauty industry it once defined. Because in this new beauty era, hype isn't enough. You need heart. And the competition? They're delivering it in every product drop. This is the question fans keep asking. And honestly, it's hard to ignore.
Me feel like she's either running out of money or she is realizing that her relevance...
There was a time when Kylie Jenner was Kylie Cosmetics. Her face was on every promo. Her lips were the blueprint. She was swatching shades on her arm, hyping every launch, teasing fans with behind-the-scenes snaps, and making each product feel like a direct extension of her identity. Now, that spark feels gone. Kylie still promotes her brand here and there, but it no longer feels like a passion project. Her presence in the beauty space has become muted. And in today's influencer economy, that silence speaks volumes. When fans don't feel the energy from the founder, it's hard for them to stay engaged. And with newer brands stealing the spotlight...
You know what I mean? It's not like it is an extension of Kylie Cosmetics or anything. It just feels like it's like its own standoff.
Kylie's absence is more noticeable than ever. Part of this might be because Kylie has shifted her focus. Between Kylie Baby, Kylie Skin, Kylie Swim, and now her fashion venture Kai, she's clearly expanding her empire. And of course, her personal life is always under a microscope, especially her relationship with Timothée Chalamet, which has sparked more headlines than any of her lip kits lately. But even with all that, beauty is still her biggest cash cow. It's the foundation of her empire. So why does it feel like she's barely involved? Some fans think she's outgrown the beauty game. Others believe she's trying to rebrand into something more mature.
Kylie Cosmetics in 2017, revenue was $68 million. In 2024, Kylie Cosmetics...
Less filtered, more fashion forward. But in doing that, she's left a gap, and her audience feels it. The packaging is cleaner, the formulas are upgraded, but the soul of the brand, it's harder to find. Kylie's early success wasn't just about products. It was about personality, that raw, selfie-driven energy, the feeling that you were buying a piece of her lifestyle. Now, Kylie Cosmetics feels more like a machine than a moment. Polished, professional, and maybe just a little empty. So, has Kylie really lost interest?
Kylie Cosmetics is on track to make $29 million, and that includes a lot more products, and I think that even...
Or is she playing the long game, waiting for the perfect moment to strike again? Because if she doesn't bring the passion back soon, someone else will take the throne she built, and this time, they might not give it back. Kylie Jenner changed the beauty game. No one can deny that. From viral lip kits to billion-dollar headlines, she turned a personal obsession into a global empire. But the beauty world has evolved. New players, new standards, and a savvier audience are rewriting the rules. What once felt like an unstoppable movement now feels like a brand searching for its soul. The nostalgia is there. The name still carries weight, but the buzz, the magic, it's fading.
Clean beauty became the new standard. People were paying way more attention to what was in their products than they were back in 2016.
Fans aren't just buying makeup anymore. They're buying authenticity, energy, and connection. And Kylie, once the queen of all three, now feels strangely distant from the brand she built. The question isn't whether Kylie Cosmetics can survive, it's whether it can matter again. Because in today's beauty world, relevance is earned, not inherited. And if Kylie wants her crown back, she's going to have to fight for it. Not with gloss and glam, but with vision, vulnerability, and fire. Do you think Kylie can pull off a comeback, or is the Kylie Cosmetics era officially over? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're reading everyone.